파운드리 에이펙 차이나의 그 제이슨 형 큰 박수로 맞아주시기 바라겠습니다.
Yes, that was awkward. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. And a couple of things that I like to mention at first is we Foundry just finishing the processing of rebranding the Foundry to Foundry. Yeah, and last year is a great year for MODO. We launched the 3 service pack for Series 10, 10.0, 10.1, 10.2, and along with this release, we also launched a couple of kits, updates, and such other add-ons. And this year we're gonna keep in this pace as well. For Model 11, we're gonna use the same pattern. Yeah, and this is today's lineup. I gonna break down to 3 parts. And first, I'm gonna introduce a very brief background of the model, and then I will separate the industry into automobile and apparel design. Yeah, through decades of development, MODO has a very diverse industry influence around the world for different industries such as movie, TV, game, AR, marketing, and design. And I think I don't have to iterate every single logo on the screen because I think you guys will recognize them so well. So to the public, MODO is known as the fastest modeling software at first, especially nowadays in IOM and the Nuke Studio. They choose MODO for their creative pre-visualization tool in-house. So the guy sitting in the middle, he's Jono. He's a big fan of MODO. Maybe a couple of guys know him. He is the COO of IOM. And last year in Europe, they have a Star Wars event. They're showcasing the Star Wars legacy to the public. Those are very, very valuable assets back in like 40 years ago, when they do the first and the sequel of this series. That's the practical visual effect in the model of a Star Wars. But the funny thing is they kind of lost this precious model when they try to clean up their warehouse. So Jono, he decided that he will recreate this Death Star using MODO. But as a matter of fact, he himself he didn't have any photo reference at all. So he has to search on the website to gather all of these visual reference for this kind of a recreation. So this is the general texture unwrapped on one surface of the Death Star. And here is the thing that he did inside MODO. I'm very certain that all of you guys have already seen the movie for the last series. It's Force Awakens and Rogue One. So this is the screen grab from that movie. Yeah. They use MODO to create this intricate model, and as well as this one, this battleship. So coming to another studio, Nuke studio. This is the portfolio, what they did in the decades. Yeah. And to be mentioned, this studio is the Christopher Nolan's favorite visual effect department. This studio contributed a lot to so many movies. So for example, in Interstellar, Nuke studio, this guy, he created those stuff using MODO. You remember that famous endurance spaceship? So, so getting through the process, they're making different scale versions of that model because Chris believed the real practical effect model will have a better interaction when the actors doing the performance. So he is the believer of real stuff. I also got a demo that he gave us. Curve editing tool. It has a very unique mesh fusion, replicators, and in MODO 10, it also introduced a system named procedural modeling, which gives the artists a lot of flexibility to create their own stuff. So in this section, I'd like to expand the topic to the automobile design, but because those features that I just mentioned, more and more universal automobile studios, they are trying to get MODO integrated to their initial concept car design workflow. So let's have a quick look at the some unique features of MODO. Because MODO has a very user-friendly, customized system, so as a user, you can always store your own assets as an assembly or a template inside MODO library. And this plugin actually named Ideation is developed by a guy named Adam. And you can see how fast that you have a quick sketch of a car in a second. And also, you are able to use any angle of the hand drawing elevation and directly paint through that plane onto a 3D mesh. And MODO also got a very, very fast render engine. Yeah? So in association with this kind of topology tool, you can quickly have a model that are suitable for visualization or audit. So these are the pictures we collected from our community, all done by our MODO users on the website. Even at this stage, you can see these amazing pictures online. Yeah. I think the beauty of this software is that you don't have to switch to another application to do this kind of photorealistic images. And it is the value of out of box, right? You have MODO and it can solve everything for you. So let's look at another function named the mesh fusion, which a lot of designers appreciate a lot. So use this non-destructive and procedural modeling. You can customize your form and study the shape, whatever you want. And you can even also keyframe those parameters onto your timeline to see the full progression of your design. So that gives a designer a lot of possibilities to further delve into this surfacing study. And remember, every step is non-destructive. So you don't have to worry about if you ended up with something bad and there's no way back. But inside MODO, everything is able to be turned back. So this client, they're using MODO dashboard, and this is the collaboration project that we are working with Mercedes-Benz since 2015. Yeah, 2015. And the main reason we are using this system is because MODO has a very advanced wheel system. So Mercedes guys, they believe that leverage this kind of a function, they could integrate their visual stuff onto this digital instrument cluster. So this is the car named the IAA. The very unique thing about this car is it can transform. When you drive this car at a speed like 80 kilometers per hour, it automatically shifts its shapes. So since 2015, it appeared a lot of car shows all over the world. Mercedes guys believe that they need a striking user interface in this car, because as a driver, you're driving the car, you have no idea what the shape looks like outside. So there must be something on your LCD, so you can be aware what happened to the shape of this car at this moment. But here's a couple of screen grabs. As you can see, this is the interface of the MODO. So the top one is what you got from the CPU rendering. But the bottom one is what you got from the OpenGL rendering. You hardly could tell the difference between each other. So besides 3D elements, we also use Dash to create those 2D elements, such as this kind of UI stuff. So this is the global look of the interior of this car.
So this project was actually really exciting. We got the brief and we saw the initial designs for the car's exterior. The car was all about wind efficiency. It's too cumbersome. It transformed from a building mode to an aerodynamic.
So what you see is what you get. Because MODO has such a great real-time rendering engine, so it really helped Mercedes to lower down the time they're spending on iterations. It's just like what they talk about if before one iteration gonna took them like a couple of months, so with Dash only it took them like half an hour, maybe 2 hours. So in one particular day, they could do a lot of iterations for a certain design. So, in this part, I think this is the most valuable thing. And the reason Dash is so pervasive in Mercedes the design workflow, our engineers have actually put a lot of efforts on it. We keep developing new features, adding new visual effects inside this this toolkit, because in nowadays the audience or the consumers, they have a really demanding require on what they feel, what they experience in the car driving. So what happened last year? We managed to establish a partnership with a couple of automobile companies, such as Mercedes-Benz R&D in Beijing, and Beijing Auto International and Shanghai Auto International. They brought Dash and MODO into their pipelines at some levels, and since a lot of customers they prefer to have a one-stop solution, we also work actively with our suppliers, such as I think the biggest supplier in this world, Wisdom, and the Ultramite, because in conjunction with their engineering and system development capability, MODO and Dash will work better and serve our customers better. Yeah. Well, moving on to apparel design. Here I'd like to share something with you. It's a studio named Naibi. The founder named Yazan, and they are very famous because of those contributions in the early age of MODO. They, I think they released like 5 or 4 MODO kits, and those are all about commercial and product visualization. So in this particular case, they are working for Under Armour, this amazing client. They are using MODO to do this kind of surfacing visualization. So everything was done in MODO, including the modeling, a replicator scene to simulate the droplets on the surface, and those intricate details such as the hardware, the zippers and the buckles, and there's a piping on the surface. So everything was done in MODO and rendered in MODO. And they also mentioned this is the first time they render the 8K resolution for their clients, which never happened before. So this is pretty much the pipeline they are using. Clo3D, I think most of you know about this software. It's a CAD version of Marvelous Designer, and after the simulation, they export the data to ZBrush to add additional details, such as those stitches and wrinkles and very detailed parts. And Photoshop and Illustrator, they are using these 2 software to manage their graphic data. And MODO become the pipeline tool. So every assets could be imported into MODO to get further processed and rendered. So this is the SketchUp at the very early stage, including some couple of colorway. And you can see some nominations. And this is what the Dominican 3D mannequin inside the MODO viewport. Actually, the client never worked in this way before, so maybe at the first time they even didn't realize what had happened for this commercial. So this is what they ended up with. Of course, some level of compositing work involved because you can see those micro photography thing. Yeah. And you can see there are so much detail on this commercial. Yeah, going to the processing, they are using Flow to do the garment simulation. The Flow is a very unique tool because you can work as you tailor your garment in the real world, which makes more sense. They are importing the character, the avatar inside Flow, that are into MODO and adding additional details. So at the same time, they are built along the length. While in the Illustrator and ZBrush, they are adding. You can see the before after. Yeah. They're trying to mimic the real world surface. They calibrating the lighting, fine-tuning the scale of the fabric. And inside MODO, they're doing this kind of lighting progressively because MODO have a progressive lighting function. So once everything got pretty much set up, they can fine-tuning and making sure every single detail is in place. And in the end, they're exporting the image to Photoshop to adding these ring jobs. But ring job is another story because, okay, that's it. And well, moving on to the next part is GIA. GIA is actually the shoe design and visualization tool that we developed with Adidas. So right now it's still something exclusively used inside Adidas. But what makes GIA possible is because in MODO we already integrate something very unique and very suitable for this kind of design. Just like what I showed you guys earlier, you can use MODO for automobile surfacing design. So the same thing applies to the shoe design, right? You can use a couple of different tools to retopology the surface, to directly paint on the 3D mesh, and extruding because MODO has a background geometry constraint too, so you can easily generate those surface patches. And yeah, mesh fusion. When using the mesh fusion, you don't have to worry about the topology because it automatically takes care of you, this geometry for you. The accessories such as the eyelets, because we have the background constraint, using this tool such as move, rotate, or scale, you can make sure everything is lined up on the same surface. So Zia is more like a automated version of those tool sets that you just seen. So to the left side is the tool palette, right side is the project panel,